So how would our viewers be able to go and get involved in this important issue?
Well, there'll be a hearing, obviously, and I think the most effective thing at a legislative hearing is to have an organization that you're part of. If it's a domestic violence coalition, if you're a teacher, the Nebraska State Education Association, if you're an administrator, the Nebraska School Administrators Association, and say, you know, we need to do something about this. We need to first to participate in the writing of a good bill, and then we need to put it, get it through. I think also another factor, watchfulness in the citizen is the life of the state, or something like that. It says on the state capitol building. And we can get a bill through and it not do any good. I mean, we can get a bill through where nothing changes at all because nobody's vigilant. Parents need to be listening to their kids' stories. Teachers need to be listening to what's happening on the playground, in the halls, in the classroom. So one way of intervening, one of the ways that I'm on several boards, and one of the ways that I've advocated is that people go down to school and see how things are going, or they talk to kids in their community. How are things going? Mm-hmm. I do this with my grandchildren. Even they don't go to school in Lincoln, but and that kind of thing helps. It isn't as if the school doesn't exist as an island outside the ongoing life of the community. It's the place where children become citizens, acquire the moral character that they're going to have as adults. And if you're interested as a parent in what your children becomes, it's every bit as important that you be interested in what's happening in school as that you be interested in what's happening in the Sunday school or the church or in the swimming lesson or whatever. People can do a lot. And of course, at the very worst, they can sue the schools. There are lots of suits that have been done by parents whose kids have been hurt or killed or whatever, who have successfully sued the schools and really gotten punitive damages.
Mm-hmm. There have been some tragic incidences here in Nebraska, I've heard.
Yeah. A couple of years ago, I tried to keep track. I've lost track now, but there were 5 kids that either committed suicide or were killed because of bullying. And, you know, that should never happen.
No, you shouldn't go to school and get your self-esteem trampled on to the point where you don't think you deserve to live. Yeah. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, and the amount of stuff that happens, the amount of crime that's committed later, the amount of mental health stuff. Many mental health professionals are nationally very concerned about this. My daughter is a physician's assistant, and her national organization has taken a position. Medically, we have to do something about it. There's just too much medical fallout for the PAs of the country to ignore bullying in the schools.
I can imagine. At the very least, the child would be starting to have stomach aches and headaches and things of that nature because of the stress of the situation. I think that would be just the beginning of it. Well, today's guest has been Dr. Paul Olson, and we've been talking about anti-bullying legislation in the state's unicameral. Senator Gwen Howard, a Democrat, is supporting this legislation and bringing it forward. And many people have come together to work on this. And we all encourage you to get involved. But also we'd encourage our viewers to come to our monthly Lancaster County Democratic Party meetings down at the Communication Workers of America Union Hall at 25th and N Streets. We meet every third Tuesday at 7 p.m. and we're pretty prompt at ending by 9. And you can go and become involved on issues like this or issues that you feel like are not being addressed. And we want you to come on down and work on some good campaigns that we have coming up this fall here, and I hope to see you and get to know you. My name has been Barbara Baier, and thank you, Paul, for coming.
Thank you very much.
Do you have any closing remarks?
Well, I personally would welcome Republicans also.
Oh, good. That's fine. We would, particularly ones who want to go and become Democrats. Thanks.
Okay.